doing my first putter fitting ever. I'm doing it at Cool Clubs. Again, thank you to Cool Clubs for having me. They ended up building me a putter, and honestly, I've been putting really, really well. I'm gonna go over what my scores have been and how it's changed my game in just the 1 week that I've been using it. You're gonna have to wait until the end of the video for that, or middle of the video. I found out that the putter that I was using actually probably had a little bit of a face issue to it. So I will be going over that. But again, this is the entire process. This is all the information that I got while I was there, and let's just get right into it. I'm here at Cool Club doing my first putter fitting ever, and I got Jack helping me out with that. So we're basically gonna find out if this putter is fit for my putting stroke. And it's crazy how I've never done this before, because you hit your putter more than any other club in your bag.
It'd be nice to hit it less than any other club in the bag.
Yeah.
Really good score, but it's the same as everyone. Everyone leaves this thing till last, but it's something that at Cool Clubs we pay a lot of attention to. We've got this crazy setup for putting, and we want to find the best thing we can for you.
How is the lie and the angle?
So everyone's got different standards, but basically we're trying to find out exactly what you've got. You've got a lie here that's 71.5 degrees, so a little upright of standard, and 1.5 degrees of loft, so a little less loft than standard too.
Gotcha, okay.
We know the loft now, we know the lie. We've got the length at 34 inches, so standard might be 35. And then you've added a little bit of lead tape to the bottom, so that makes the head a little heavier. Something to do with possibly ball speed, but a lot to do with stability of how the putter moves through the stroke.
Right.
So we just got to watch you hit a few with it and see what your pattern is.
Yeah, sounds good. So you can't see the ball go in the hole here, but basically just analyzing my stroke.
And generally I'll ask kind of some interview questions here now. So do you have any consistent miss patterns, more left, more right?
Before my lesson, I would say I was missing them left. I was pulling every putt. Now I was going here and swiveling out. So he got me more to kind of take it back on the inside a little bit. So now, if anything, I probably push it more.
Okay. And pace control?
That was the biggest issue with the lesson.
Yeah.
So this whole lesson was like a month ago. So my speed was really the only thing that was so bad compared to everything else.
We've also got some other evidence on that as well now. Your putter hasn't got much loft on it.
Okay.
So if you're playing on a long green and your ball's not lifting and rolling correctly, it loses all of its energy. Can't push through that grass.
So why is it de-lofted then?
I mean, you travel a lot, I'm assuming. You play a lot of golf. Maybe you've had a little spit and you've hit it. And it just takes the spigot in these things is so tiny, and they're soft. Take a little knock, and it's only 1-2 degrees.
So basically, you're saying that I should probably get it like test the loft on my clubs every so often.
We offer a service here. If you come in and we basically check your lofts and lies for you, make sure everything's in check, and even for putters as well. So something, if you're traveling a lot and you're throwing it in on and off planes, 100%, you can get that checked every now and again.
Just so much about the game and the equipment that you just don't know until you do something like this.
Right.
It'd be cool to know that it's not necessarily entirely me.
Right now, I've given you all the same golf ball because you talked about pace control a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we're getting the same ball, same speed off the face every single time. We're able to measure that. You feel like you strike the putt in the middle most of the time?
Always on the toe.
And do you like if the right miss had to be the miss? Would you prefer to pull or push?
I hate pushing it, but I also hate pulling it because I feel like I hate hitting bad putts.
Hate missing.
When I push it, I feel like I just miss. When I pull it, I feel like I miss by a lot.
Okay, good.
If that makes sense. That was a pull.
Do you line your ball up when you putt? How's your aim? Do you feel confident when you aim?
Yeah, I always line it up with whatever's on the ball, or I Sharpie it. I feel like my green reading is pretty solid. I don't think that's really holding me back, although there'll be days where I just don't really know how to read a putt. Yeah, I also caddied for 10 years, so that helps the green reading.
That does help.
Yeah, on top of playing golf. Might have been the first one I made right there.
Do you know what your average putts per round are at the moment?
No, I would probably say it's right around 30 or less, if I had to guess.
And that gives me an idea of the scope of this project right now. We're just trying to tidy things up. We're not looking to reinvent the wheel here.
Right.
Take these numbers with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because putting's, like you said, you could push a little, you could pull a little.
Yeah.
If you push a little and then you pull a little, then your average is 0.
Right.
So you can't always take the average with putting. You've got to kind of look at a pattern down there.
Gotcha.
So it's like literally a dispersion chart of what you just did. You hit a couple long out here, a couple short, and there's a good 3 or 4 feet between the longest putt and the shortest putt on the same surface on a flat putt. So that tells me, that you are getting a little difference in that speed off the face. So we want to tidy that up. Definitely missed more to the right in this session, right? Everything's down the right there other than that one you pulled. A little push on average. You're swinging the putter face, or the center of gravity of the putter, down the line most of the time. That's good. That's a good start, right?
Yeah.
We need the face angle is the most important thing in putting.
Okay.
Where that points is where the ball's going to start. So we know that 1 degree right of target and you pushed everything, that's why, right? Your face is more open than they're not. Ball speed 3.9 degrees, it's fine. Some people want to see it hole quicker, some people want to see it hole slower. Speed drop is an interesting one. When you hit the ball, it has a speed, and then by the time it starts rolling efficiently, it has another speed. You don't want there to be a big difference in that. So you don't want the ball to lose 50% of its speed off the face by the time it rolls. So the key is to hit it and get it rolling almost immediately so that your impact speed is your roll speed.
You want to hit a little up on it.
Right.
Oh.
And then, but that comes in back to your pace control. If you know that you're hitting it and it's rolling pretty well the same speed by the time it gets rolling, and it's not losing 50% because it's jumping or skipping, your pace control is going to be better. And then roll percentage, 89% is good. We want it to be rolling as much of the percentage of the putt as possible. So we want the highest roll percentage and the lowest speed drop percentage.
Gotcha.
This is very, very good. This is pretty good. 90 plus, 25 or less would be amazing. That's going to put you in like tour category stuff. You hit up on the golf ball, 3 degrees, great. We know your putter hasn't got much loft on it, so that's a good, it produces decent roll. 68 is your dynamic lie. Now we know that's like our first red flag of a disconnect. Your putter was at 71.5 degree lie, and your dynamic lie is 68. So we're expecting a 3.5 degree differential of
up the other way.
Right.
But it went lower. Interesting. Okay.
So we need to go back to, there's a different view on here. We'll see where your putter sits flat and try and make that right. Or we just bend your putter. So all in all, you can see there you're a good putter. Yes, you leave the face open. So let's check out some of these basic things to start. Find one of your best putts here. This one's good. Face angle 0, club path 0. So pretty decent. The only reason why this missed right is it might have broke on the surface.
Okay.
Can the player see what they're doing? Yes, your eye line's within a couple of balls of the golf ball.
Nice.
The more your eyes are inside that line, the more arc you may have. If they're on top of the ball, the more straight back, straight through you're going to be. And you can lend that into like face balance putters being more straight back, straight through, arc being more inside. So you're like a baby arc there. That's one of my favourite positions, is on that heel. Then we want this shaft angle to kind of cross through the forearms, through the centre of your body, and look like it's going to work around you. If your hands were standing up, it would look like off plane. If your hands were really low, it would be off plane. Okay. You tick all those boxes.
Cool.
But this number here, it's probably hard to see without colouring, but 67 degrees. And again, remember your putter was at 71.5. There's a disconnect there. So we've got to try and match that up at some point.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
And then I'm looking for any other things. Best players in the world we've seen in here, Kuchar, Badley, Struelman, we all see their spine angles between kind of 45 and 55 degrees. Okay. You're right in the mid-range there. Cool. Perfect. I'm looking for weight. Your butt hangs a little far behind your heels. So that just might mean your tendency is to kind of fall back away from the putt. Yeah. That might have been why you were pulling it as well. Okay. As you fall away, you pull the putter across you. So I'm just looking at anything that we can make it tidy. Gotcha. And then a dominance, any dominance in arms. So we can see a little more of this right forearm. If you had them like dead in line with each other, you can imagine like that's the plane the putter's going to move on. Oh, okay. If this arm was way on top, out to in. If this arm was way on top, in to out. For a while, I would always miss left, so I just kind of shut my shoulders, which probably just straightened everything out. Yeah, so I would shut it a few degrees. If you were dominant like this, that's where the putter would go, right? Yeah. And then you just kind of rearrange yourself. That's exactly what I did. What you just did. Yeah. And it worked for a while. Right. But I'm trying to figure out the root of the problem. Exactly. And normally it's grip. So if you have a very grip right hand on top, that forces that right forearm on top, forces that right shoulder over. Okay. So you want to neutralize everything so you're, like you do, your forearms are in line. I mean, I use this a lot as just an example, but like a prayer position, I call it, like middle finger runs through like a bone here and you get those two little bones in your wrist. Yeah. If you had the putter running directly through those lines, I haven't got a dominant arm there, right? They're all in line with each other. Yeah, no, they are. So you could do a 2-thumb grip and keep it the same. Okay. You slide the right hand down, that's a conventional grip and they're the same. Okay. You slide the left hand down, that's a left hand low grip and the arms are still the same. Right. But you don't want to start changing where that plane is. Gotcha. That's when you start getting path issues. Oh, okay. So it's keeping the forearms and hands neutral. Yeah, gotcha. On that nice space between your hands and legs, really good there. Let's just watch it in quarter speed here, see if anything weird happens. Good shoulder rock, no crazy balance loss. You didn't peak. Pretty good. Was that on the toe or in the center? I'll take it. So this is the view I want to talk about with lie angle. Oh yeah, the toes up a little bit. Right, this will show that. I'll kind of run it across a groove evenly. 5 degrees would be our maximum, but you can see that your ball is still through your putter, flat on the ground. So it's not actually hurting you terribly. Okay. If you had lots of loft on your putter, it'd be way worse. Oh, gotcha. Because the more loft there is, the more left that's going to point. Yeah. Because your putter's got less loft, it's actually pretty neutral. It's still left biased though. Okay. Toe up, a little bit of loft, It's pointing left of dynamic
Gotcha, yeah. Okay.
So you might have hook spin without even hooking it.
Okay.
So we definitely want to get that to zero, get that toe sitting nice and flat on the ground. Can you putt like that? Absolutely. Can you putt toe down? I mean, think of Tony Finau recently, right? He's had his toe way in the air and he's getting away with it. Steve Stricker had the toe way down and gets away with it.
Tiger did for a while too.
Right, DJ.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not impossible,
Yeah.
but for everything you do like that, you've got to manipulate it somewhere else down the line and understand why.
Right.
So we might accept this and figure out your stroke and make sure that that's built into it, basically.
Okay.
So we'll play this through strike. This is a cool view. You see this ball going.
There's got to be a little bit on the toe. I kind of did what I was talking about, where I kind of bring it back and then it dips in.
And I'll show you that other view, but we're just looking here to see if, yes, it goes inside on the way back, great.
Should it go inside that much or not really?
Anywhere up to about 4 degrees, I call as good.
Okay.
I'm looking at a few things here. Upward blow, yes, the putter is rising through strike. Low loft, yeah, we know that is on the putter, but we'll check it from another view. And then strike point. You're actually striking it quite low on the golf ball.
Oh, really?
See how your blade impact is right there?
So it's low on the golf ball.
Think about like where the center of gravity of that golf ball is. It's high, it's on the equator of that, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to catch loft under that, it's going to chip and potentially spin back.
Yeah.
We want the opposite of that. We want basically low loft, upward blow. So it's going to rise, catch somewhere near the equator, which gets the ball tumbling immediately.
Interesting.
So you might want to thin that, the feeling of,
right,
and you'll get more consistent.
You think if I put it a little bit more in the front of my stance, that would fix that problem, or would you have another idea?
Well, upward blow, low loft. So upward blow, yes, forward in your stance helps that, but low loft, if you put it forward in your stance and the hands get back, you're adding loft on the shaft. Gotcha. So you've got to go forward with hands forward.
Yeah. Okay.
To keep loft off it.
Well, that makes sense.
So it's kind of a balancing act.
Yeah.
And then loft on the putter as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
You lined it maybe a tiny bit in the heel. Definitely at least 1 degree closed.
Okay. Okay.
But remember, you've got the toe up as well. So you've got 1 degree shut with the toe up, so that's actually pointing more left.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, good. And like I said, at this point here, this is like your transition point. 4 degrees is kind of what we're calling our maximum. And you got
so
3
about
degrees.
3 degrees.
Perfect.
Okay.
You're inside.
So that's a good backstroke. I got you. Okay.
And it's an arcing stroke, right? Strike. Yes.
A little bit on the heel. Or the toe, I mean.
And especially from where you started. You started a little bit heel side and you got a little bit toe side. You actually went double down on it kind of thing, right? And then the putter exits left, and we'll use your putter center as a reference there. 4 degrees.
Okay.
And that can explain toe strike in itself.
Yeah.
If your putter is moving more left on the way through than it did on the way back, you're creating that swiping action. So this is something for everyone out there. If you're hitting it on the toe more often, 90% of the time your putter is moving too far left through impact. Vice versa. If you're getting in the heel, it's going right of target, right of the line through impact.
Okay.
So something to note. That doesn't fix it, but at least you get an understanding of why.
Gotcha.
So your toe strikes definitely come from left
a little
path.
swiping. Okay.
Yeah. And let's check out this final angle here. This is what you were talking about with ball position. We can see that this putter is already a long way up in your stance. Your eye line isn't anywhere near your face. This is not good or bad. It's just things to note.
Yeah.
It's very far off the front foot. You've actually got decent shaft lean. It's forward, right?
Yep.
Or at least 90. So you're not adding any loft or taking any loft away. So we don't really want to move it any more forward than that. I love this connection, arms to the body, really stable, big muscles. We're not seeing your hands flick around. We're not seeing anything weird, tweaking the face going on. And then through impact, touch point there. You can see that the shaft's matched up almost to the angle. You might have added a half a degree. I bet it's not even gonna show, maybe a degree or a half a degree of shaft reverse. So that's all pretty good. You're gripping it quite a long way down. If this is your 34-inch mark up here, and we can measure this exactly, but you're at least an inch down that putter, right?
Yeah.
Maybe an inch and a half there. So we're talking about 33 inches.
Yeah.
You can't just cut putters down because you'll mess their balance up. You make the swing weight really light, you'll start waving it around like a wand. So it's this balancing act of like, what's the length, what's the swing weight going to turn into, and then we'll match up your lie angle, your toe hang. Maybe we need a different toe hang now that we've seen you arc it a little bit.
Right.
You said that you've played a blade before, you enjoyed that. And then pace control. There's no consistency like always long or always short. It's a bit of both. You talked about feeling more pop, right?
Yes.
And we can relate that to a smash factor number, 1.65 on average. It's not like a driver, right?
Right.
It caps you out at 1.52 is all you can do. It's literally the ball. If it comes off any faster than that, it's going to move quick. Comes off me slower than that, it's going to move slow. Like deeper grooves, inserts for the most part. That's going to create softer feel, slower ball speeds, slower smash factors. Flat milled putters like your old Ping with just a straight face.
Yeah.
Carbon faces, thinner mill. They're going to create faster ball speeds. We can find something that's in between those two that you like the feel of, and you get the real idea of touch. Let's look at the consistency of that smash factor real quick. 164, 68, 59. So it drops around a bit. 7.3. So this is an interesting one. 3 point. So you put less clubhead speed in, you get way higher smash factor. Did you hit that one more in the center all of a sudden? Is the face. The face can be hotter or colder in different spots.
Well, that looks perfectly centered. It looks
pretty centered, right?
Yeah.
So maybe your toe strike is what's causing that, and then your good strike all of a sudden jacks you up. 3 points at 1.59. So you put in loads of speed here and got nothing out of it.
That looked pretty centered too, though.
So let's go from bird's eye on that. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Red dots right on the thing.
Yeah.
So we're now talking about maybe inconsistency of face.
So this is really interesting because at first we thought, oh, it's the toe strike that's leading to that lack of smash factor, lack of speed, lack of feel, right? But after we saw the next putt, we realized that one putt had higher smash factor or lower speed, and vice versa for the other putt. If you notice, the strike point was basically centered on both putts. There's really no difference. So it could be a face inconsistency issue, which is really, really interesting. So in this situation, it could literally be the club and not the stroke, because my feel has always been decent, but recently it's been getting worse. So kind of like he said in the beginning, it could be travel, throwing my club in my bag a lot. Super interesting.
If you're seeing a face more open, on average, push to the right, and you've got a nice path like you have, we want your closure rate to be quicker. That generally comes from putters with more toe hang. So it goes against what you've liked with that face balance. That face balance.
I just know there was something off, which is why I reached out to you originally. So I was like, let's just try to figure it out. So I'm open to really anything.
Anything. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's go to an extreme. Let's give you something with loads of toe hang that's a little shorter, a little lighter, and just see what that face pass does.
Let's do it. I'm going to quickly recap what's been going on. So basically, this is my old putter, my now old putter, right? So I'm addressing the ball slightly closed and it's up, which means it's even more closed, yet when I make contact with the ball, I'm hitting it slightly open, which means I'm hitting it right. So basically, he's gonna put me now in a putter that has more toe hang. So this is what's called a face balance putter. So if you balance it like on your finger, like here, like so, see how the face is perfectly balanced? Right? Now he's going to give me a putter with a lot of toe hang, so it's going to be like this if I were to balance it, right? And what that means is the putter, now when you hit the stroke, instead of staying flat like this one would, because it's face balance, it's going to want to turn. It's going to want to close. So that's what we're trying now. We're trying something with a lot of toe hang, and then if that, let's say, makes me hit it more left, now we'll do something with like medium toe hang. So there's like putters that are medium toe hang, a lot of toe hang, or face balance, just like this. So basically we're trying to get that face to shut. Toe hang putter theoretically would just do it naturally without changing anything. So that's what we're gonna try. A lot of insight so far. I already figured out that this speed issue thing might not even be my fault, which is crazy. All right, so I can already feel the length difference here.
Right, gave you 33, loads of toe hang. So
loads of toe hang. This is like my old putter. It was this much toe hang. It wasn't like halfway or wasn't face balance. It was this much.
And I always do that. This is the extreme of where you're at, right? This is the polar opposite. And loads of toe hang, shorter, quick close.
That was on the toe. I like how it feels off the face though, as far as how much pop I'm getting.
This is a flatter putter, right? Like no milling. You haven't got any vibrations being lost in the gaps in the face.
Right.
It's interesting. I mean, this is why putter fitting's crazy. Sometimes you give someone something that should quick left miss, and this is the opposite. You're actually leaving the face open more.
I missed right every freaking time.
Okay, try this, and you're gonna have to grip down this one as much as you want, really. That's 35, so you can go down that 2 inches.
So this is like a half
mini mallet.
Mid mallet.
Feel?
That one felt pretty good.
Same off the face, because this has got some milling on it.
It definitely doesn't feel as much of a pop.
So can you feel the difference in flow? Okay, and this is a magical word, but yours is no flow, right? It's just straight through this block, and then you have this barn door going on. And now this is somewhere in the middle. Can you feel that or not?
These two putters feel about the same. I would say I feel the flow in both of these more so than my mallet. I wouldn't say I feel the difference between these two putters.
Okay. This is better results-wise than the other one, right?
Yeah, much better.
But this is already a lot better, a lot more consistent, I think.
I'm still a little on the toe though, but.
So your average there was 0 with the path, open with the face, very similar to your existing one. Roll and speed drop about the same. Dynamic lie got a little lower. That's part of the slant neck. It's looking good. Again, what we're talking about with the forearms, purely technical. I don't think there's a putter I'm going to give you that's going to be a wow moment of, oh, that's how I get my forearm square.
Yeah.
That's just good knowledge to have. Track that as much as you can to get your path better. But that was an into-out path on that putt, right? 1 degree.
Okay.
But your face didn't get square with it.
Okay, gotcha.
So maybe we do need to give you less toe hang again. It's not just path, we're also looking at the kind of face rotation here too, right? So 5 degrees, and really we want 5 degrees here too. But we've got face exceeding path.
Yeah.
So now that your face is open to your path, it's harder to square up.
Yeah.
You have to shut it with your hands, but that's much better down the line. Right? So we see a better pattern there, but a bit too much face angle going on. So now let's drop you back to almost barely any toe hang. So yeah, we want forearms neutral.
Less toe hang than the other two, right?
Yeah, and then the next place we go back from here is going to a mallet, because you can't get little toe hang with a blade. That's about unless you get a long plumber's neck. I like that.
That felt actually center face.
Yeah, I'll hold up. That was your 0 path, 0 face number on that last one. So this was the putt before. 0, 0, 29, 90. That's your best all over putt by a long way.
Okay.
We definitely want to make your lie angle flatter. You're getting the toe up with everything. It's just, that is purely as your mass, is your ass is like back behind your heels and it's just dragging it up. You can get yourself a little more on top of it if you wanted to. That's going to help. Yeah, there you go. Pin the putter down already, but it might not be comfortable. I'd rather you feel comfy and swing it like the way you do.
I'd honestly rather someone just tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Although that wasn't 0, 0, that's a match.
Yeah.
Path and face are both the same number, or within 0.2 of a degree. So.
Okay, I see now.
So these are the keys, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be 0, 0, but you want them to always match up, and then you know that the person where you point the gun is where the ball's going.
I see. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Again, more consistent pace control here and direction.
This putter feels really good.
There's patterns, right?
Yeah.
If you were swinging way into out, I'd expect to see your face left of your path all the time, just because hole's there.
Yeah.
That's not been your pattern.
Okay.
Your pattern's been left, 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 hold off, hold off, hold off, get it to the hole.
Yeah.
So if we start seeing it all get closer to the same number, on the putting green, you just have to hit a few putts and be like, right, there's my line. Square your body up to it, you no longer got this going on, and you won't have a reactionary hold off or flip. It'll move in one piece. Nice stroke there. Okay. So you can just see, it's like a, I mean, this is any fit, and we all can attest to this.
Yeah.
You find a product sometimes and it just, there it is.
Works, yeah.
You know, and this is what we're seeing right now. All of a sudden you're face to path. We're getting a negative number. We're getting everything zeroed out. Your roll percentage has increased. Your pace control's got better. All of a sudden it's just here.
Because this putter feels really good. As far as like how it feels off the face, obviously the numbers are better. It definitely have more pop than my mallet that I currently have.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I think you were looking for a slower smash factor number. You had such inconsistencies in your smash factors.
Yeah.
We're now averaging around, a little lower.
A little lower.
Yeah.
But it feels better.
Yeah.
It feels like I don't have to force the ball off the face, because that's probably what led to inconsistencies with that. Is like sometimes I probably, instead of, moving my arms further to hit it further, I would probably put a little bit of energy into my hands to actually hit the ball harder, which is not what you're supposed to do.
No, that's
but subconsciously, I think that's what I was doing.
Love that. We're going to bend your lie angle, no matter what, right? We're going to get you the 69-degree lie. Length, I'm on the fence about. Some people like gripping down it. Even when I gave you the shorter putter, you grip down it.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we go short, it's going to feel a bit light. I don't want to cut your existing putter.
Yeah.
Think we need toe hang, think you need a blade.
Yeah.
So I'd rather maybe see you in a 34 and let you have that option to grip down it.
Okay.
Rather than the 33.
What size is this?
This is 34.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel bad, right? It doesn't feel like you have to grip down a bunch.
Doesn't really.
So your pace control's definitely got better with this thing. Definitely your most accurate as well.
Yeah. This one feels much better.
More hit the line than any other putter on the map.
Press it a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks like that. I think it's just a plumber's neck. You still only had 1 degree lean.
Okay.
I like forward shaft lean. It promotes that low loft.
Yeah.
You returned it to 90 or 90, so you had a little bit of lean through it. Excellent, love that.
Yeah, dead center.
Yeah. So all I'm going to call you out on there is strike it higher on the golf ball.
Okay.
And we can play around with that. Literally, just feel like you're going to strike it higher. Like try and thin it, try and hit nearer the equator, and you're going to increase that speed. You're going to decrease that speed drop number. The ball's going to roll more efficiently.
Gotcha, okay.
Again, a bit like the forearms thing, kind of maybe drill it, put a couple of coins behind the ball. Just feel like you're going to hit above the coins. Just loads of different ways you can do it, but just bring that strike up.
That one felt really good. That one felt good as far as like line and ball the face and everything.
So it's going to be 34 inches with you gripping down, 69 degree lie.
Okay.
3 degrees of loft or
We like 69, guys.
It's the lucky number, right? With that same weight setup.
Yeah.
And the beauty about Scotty Cameron is if you do want to mess around with it, you've got the weights to change. You can go lower, increase the weights. You can go longer, decrease the weights. Change the grip, we can offset it with the weights. There's so much we can do on that front.
Here is the putter that they ended up fitting me for. They gave me the Super Stroke Tour 3 grip, and this one, as you can see, has like medium toe hang. That was the one that was showing great numbers, consistency with speed and line and everything. This is my old putter, the Mallet. As we've realized, I think there's an issue with the face. It's just inconsistent with how it hits off the face. So that led to the inconsistency in the speed, which also helps me miss more putts, even from 10 feet, right? Because if you don't have this right speed on a 10-footer, it's not going to break properly. You're going to miss the putt. With this putter, guys, my speed has been perfect. Everything's a tap in no matter where I'm from. My ability to adapt to the changing speed of the greens when I play different courses has been much better. And I'm also making a lot more 20-footers, 15-footers, normally putts that I would pretty much always miss or like make every so often. Now honestly, the last few rounds I've been making multiple per round. And on top of that, I've shot in the 60s twice out of 3 times with this putter. My short game overall has just been great. Putting has been more fun. Like now I go into a putt, I'm like, oh, I feel like I can make that no matter where it is, 30 feet, 40 feet, whatever. Yeah, again, thank you to Cool Clubs for this. This is so much insight, it's so helpful. Comment below if you got any cool information out of this. Everything about a putter and angles and numbers that I never would have thought to look at. Yeah, it kind of just worked out that putter was like the perfect putter for me. And again, thank you for having me. Thank you for building me this putter. It's helped my game so much. I really look forward to just trying to get better at golf. Like that's the bottom line. Even though I'm doing content, I want to get better. Guys, I will also leave Cool Clubs information in the description. Make sure you go give them a follow. If you're in an area where there is a Cool Clubs, please go and get fitted. You will get overwhelmed with really, really good information, but they will make sure you understand it all. It was a really awesome experience. If you enjoyed this, like the video and subscribe if you want to see more of either this type of content or more fun playing golf kind of content, because I enjoy that honestly a lot too. I'll see you in the next one.